WWDC 2020, Apple announces transition to its own silicon chips for Mac computers. First machines will ship end of this year. Firstpost. The Umbrella Academy Season 2 read here for release date, plot, cast and more. Update, Auto Freak. Random, Smash Bros. Fans think they've identified Masahiro Sakurai's couch, Nintendo Life. In case you missed it, number 357 Soya Sinkao. In case you missed it, number 357 Soya Sinkao. Our favorite Apple WWDC 2020 highlights. Get Connected Media. Apple WWDC 2020, iOS 14, Watch OS 7, new ARM Macs, start time, how to watch, livestream and more. CNET. Elon Musk's unlikely journey, got to Canada with $2,000 at 17, dropped out of grad school $110,000 in debt, now a meme lord. Clean Technica. Stuff we heard tonight about COVID-19 and Northern Avenue, sue today. Apple announces switch to own chips for Macs, updates to iOS 14. Guardian News. BC moves to eliminate replacing license plate decals annually. globalnews.ca